Hi everyone, Salesforce Admin Training Day 2. Let's see what we are going to learn today. So we'll quickly go through the previous session overview and then we'll talk about the Salesforce releases and then we'll talk about the multi-tenant architecture. What are the additions of Salesforce, paid additions, free additions in Salesforce, and then we'll talk about the object ID, record ID, and what are the benefits of the object ID. And if time permits, then we will talk about the list view. And then we'll have today's interview questions and the trial. Now, what did we learn in the last class?
Development administration.
Right? Development admin, issue type, Jira, Confluence,
Sprint planning check.
Scrum, right? Sprint, complete sprint planning, sprint review, sprint retrospective, daily stand-up, who all will be involved, everything we have seen. So today we will discuss about the right. So issue types in Jira, Confluence, Epic, product, backlogs, sprint planning, sprint review. That's right. Now today we'll start with the topic Salesforce release. Salesforce release. Salesforce release is basically you take any software, whether every software has a release, every software has some kind of a releases. Now, for example, if you take about the Microsoft has a releases like MS.NET 1.0. Similarly, MS.NET version 2.0. Similarly, MS.NET 3.0 version 3.0. Then we have a version 4.0.
7:30.
Version 4.0 and then like a 4.5. What is this means? This is basically whenever they are releasing the new version, there is some changes. Some changes or some implementation has been done. Some implementation has been done. So this is the older version. On top of this older version, there are some changes or new features are implemented and they released a version 2. Similarly, version 3 also released. Similarly, version 4, version 4.5, version 5.0. Like this, they have a different releases are there, right? So even not only the Microsoft, like if you take a Java, right? Java JDK is there. JDK has a different version. So every product will have some version like a JDK 1.0, JDK 2.0. Like everything is, what that means is that is the first version. It is a base version. On top of it, there are some changes they have implemented and they release that changes in the version 2. Like that, they will be keep on improving the functionality every year and they will be getting released that. Similarly, in the Salesforce also. Salesforce is also has a releases. But how the Salesforce is having the releases? Is it like a Salesforce version 1.0? Is it version based Salesforce? No, Salesforce is not a version based. Salesforce is not a version based. Salesforce releases are like every physical year, we have a seasons, right? So Salesforce releases are seasonal releases. That means like in year we have a winter, spring, summer, like this they have a releases, right? And we have a seasons, right? Winter season, spring season, summer season. These are the three seasons are available with the yearly. Yearly we have these three seasons. So Salesforce releases are depending on the season. Depending on the season. That means we have a. Are you guys not able to see my screen? Okay.
Visible, madam.
Okay.
It's visible.
Okay. Shubham, just check it. So winter, spring, summer. Now here, that means Salesforce is also having winter release, and they have a spring release, summer release. Salesforce has a three releases: winter release, spring release, summer release. Salesforce releases are seasonal releases: winter release, spring release, summer release. Like a other product will have a version based, right? It is a version based, but Salesforce is seasonal based. It has. Now, you might ask that in every year, every physical year, we have a winter, spring, summer. Now, how can I identify that this release is related to the 2022 winter or 2022 spring or 2023 summer? How can I know that? How do I know that? Basically, after this seasonal, there is a number gets added after this. Now, if you say that 22, that means it is a winter 22 release. It is winter 2022 release. And then spring 2022 release. It will be always like a last two digits gets attached. Last two digits gets attached. Now this is 2023. If it is a 2023 summer release, then it will be summer slash and then you have a 23. So like this, you will be having a release names. Now current release is in summer 23. Current release is summer 23. Current release is summer 23. Now, once the summer 23 is done, right? Once the summer 23 is done, now what will be the next release? It is like a cycle. So first winter it is starting the winter in physical year. It starts with the winter, right? And the next one is a spring. Next one is spring. And after that, we'll have a summer. We'll have a summer. After summer release, again it starts with winter. Again, it starts with winter. Right? So starts with the winter and then it goes to the spring, then it goes to the summer. Once the summer is completed, then it will go again start the winter. Now current release is a summer 23. Current release is summer 23. Now right now they have updated in the June month, May, June, July. In these 3 months they have updated every org. Every org they have updated. Now what would be the next release? Winter or a spring or a summer?
Winter.
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 Winter is the next one. So winter will be starting as a 2024. Summer is the last of the physical year. Summer is last of the physical year. Winter 24 is the next year, physical year it starts with. So basically they have a plan in the September. They have a plan in the September. They are planning to push this winter 24 in the September 23. That means before ending the physical year, the winter 24 is gets applied to the org. That means as soon as the 2024 is starts, we should be having all the updates within the Salesforce. All the updates within the Salesforce. Now, you might ask that what they are going to release it. When we have a releases, we have a winter 22 release, spring 22 release, summer 23 release is there. But what are they going to release it? Every release, they are going to include either changes in the SaaS or changes in the PaaS, changes in the IaaS. That means when I say SaaS is nothing but they might be including some features of the Salesforce CRM, either improvement or enhancement or modifying it. They will be doing some updates on the Salesforce CRM. They will be doing some updates on the Salesforce CRM. Similarly, on the PaaS is nothing but force.com. Some changes on the when I say force.com, it includes the Apex, Visual Force, right? Aura, LWC, everything gets included.
When I looked at it, it seems like it was an outside the position.
Past changes also will be included, and then within the IaaS. Now the next one is in the IaaS. What is the IaaS means? They are going to, there will be some changes on the server level. So whenever they release it, whether it is a winter release or whether it is a some spring release or whether it is a summer release, every release they are going to give a improvement in the Salesforce CRM. That means either improvement or adding the new enhancement or based on the customer request, adding the latest features. And similarly, PaaS, whatever the platform related are there, whether it is a code related, basically PF or a Aura, LWC, Apex or SOQL, SOQL or SOSL, any of these changes, either maybe it might be a minor change or it might be a bigger change. Every change will be included in the release, whether they are modifying it or not, whether they are following the existing functionality or not, everything will be there. So every release you have a software as a system, platform as a platform and infrastructure. Software, platform, infrastructure, all three combined changes, combined improvement they are going to do in every release. Every release they will be doing it. Now, if you wanted to know, whenever they release it, how will I know that what is the changes that they have released it? What is the changes that they have released it? Now, before going to that, CRM is nothing but a customer relationship management. CRM is customer
Relationship management.
any application that is dealing with the customer, which is called as a CRM. So Salesforce is a dealing with the client and a customer. So that's the reason it is called as a Salesforce CRM. Salesforce CRM. Now, for example, they have released the current release is summer 23. Current release is summer 23. Now, if you wanted to know what is this, what did they include in the summer 23? How will I understand? Now go to the Google and search for summer 23 release notes. Summer 23 release notes. Salesforce. Now this is the Salesforce summer 23 release notes. Now just open this. This is the Salesforce page. Now, if you see here, there are Salesforce overall. Salesforce overall. Now, at the first place, it is going to give you the entire information. What did they change it? How to use these release notes? Get ready for the release notes changes. What are the changes that they have made it? How and when do features become available? When this feature will be available? If you wanted to know when this feature is available, just open this. And next we have a supported browser, right? So they are also going to include that Lightning, Classic, whatever the Salesforce Classic or whatever the Salesforce Lightning is there, both whether it is supported for the what are the browser that it gets supports. And Salesforce overall, anything new has implemented. Analytics side, anything analytics side, it has been implemented. Commerce, nothing but B2B, B2C, D2C. Those are the changes that they have implemented. Customization, any customization that they have done in deployment related changes, development related changes, Einstein, all these things, field service, industries, marketing, mobile, revenue, sales, service, all this work.com, all the changes they will include it. So what you have to do is you need to go through the step by step. It says July 3rd. Recently it has done. July 3rd is the last update that has been done. It started in the May. Yes, it started in the May. May 1 release was there and June 1 release was there. Last release is a July 3rd. Last release is July 3rd. So July 3rd is the last one. And then we have a June 26th. This was a before. Now it started from the May. Let me give it. Let's go down. Now, it actually started on the May 1st, 2023. May 1st, 2023. May 1st, they have updated few releases. And then May 8th, they have updated few releases. And then May 19th, May 15th, they have updated few. Right? And similarly, May 22, they have updated few details. Like this, they are updating the almost few changes, and the last change is the July 3rd. There it is going to end. There it is going to end because July 3rd is where it is getting updated all the metadata API. Now, what is the metadata API? We'll talk about later. So July 3rd is the one which is the recently they have updated all the orgs within the Salesforce. What are the orgs we have it? All the orgs are getting got updated to the summer 23. That is the release notes. Now, when do feature become available? Now, here is the information when it is available. So it will give you the all the information based on the topic, like e-commerce, what are the features are available, or if it is a development, what are the features are available in the development. Now let's go to the C, enablement guide, experience cloud. Now field service, we have discussed about the field service. In the field service, there is a contract access management. Now, what did they have done it? So requires administrator setup, enable for the administrators and developers, enable for users, and contact Salesforce to enable. And what are the features that they have included? These are the features that they have included. And similarly, Lightning Web Component. Lightning Web Component, they have included few of them. Right, so this is where in the real time, whenever we know that there is a release is going to come in this year or in this month on this date, there is a release is going to come, and if we wanted to know, because in the real time before the release is getting updated to the production, developer or whoever is the team members are there, they have to go through this all the release notes, because they need to understand what is the changes, if there is any change, if there is any change, how can we implement that changes, how can we implement changes, is that the changes are impacting us or not. So everything they have to at least see what are the basic changes are there in the every release. They need to understand the basic changes. And one more thing, Salesforce does not do the update directly in the production. It does not do directly in the production. We can request a Salesforce to upgrade in the lower version. Lower version. That means we have a sandboxes. There is a lower version org will be there. So we will inform the Salesforce that can you update first in the lower version on. So once it is updated, there the developer will be doing all the analysis, just make sure that functionality is working as it is. Then finally, Salesforce is going to update the changes into the production. Salesforce is going to update the changes into the production. Now take a notes of it, then we will see. Lower org is nothing but a sandbox. Lower org is nothing but sandbox. So Salesforce first update the in lower org, then it will move on to the production. Production. Yes. None. Okay. So once it is updated, whether it is a production or whether it is a sandbox, whatever it is there, once it is updated, how will I know that my org is in which release? How will I know that my org is in which release? Now switch to the classes. In the classes, if you go to the home tab, you will see there is a something called Summer 23 for developers. Summer 23 for developers. Now also here it is going to show Summer 23. Right? So every release is having a some kind of a icons. Every release having a some kind of a logo or icons will be there. So this is a Summer 23 logo. This is Summer 23 logo. Now this way you can identify your org is in which release. Right now this org is in Summer 23. Now every summer release of Summer 2022, whatever the releases are there, every release has some logos are there. It has a few logo. Like for example, if I say winter 21, let's say winter 21, Salesforce winter 21. Let's go to the image. Salesforce winter 21 is, this is the image. This is the image. So whenever you see there is a winter, in your logo, there is some kind of a snow will be there. There is some kind of a snow, whether you take a winter 21 or whether you take a 22, and that kind of a some snows will be there. Or if you go back also, 20, all the winter releases will have a snow. Similarly, if you talk about the spring, instead of winter, let me type here spring. Sprint 20. Sprint will be having a, you will see some kind of a nature related. Then you will see some kind of a nature related. When it is a nature related, either you will see the birds or you will see the trees or a greenery, some kind of a greenery you will see in the sprint. Greenery you will see in the sprint. That is sprint 21. Similarly, if you go to the sprint 22 and 21, then there also we have a some kind of a greenery. And 22 also will have a greenery. All the sprint, whatever the year it might be the 20, 21, 23, whatever the year it might be, every year, if it is a release of a sprint, then you will see there is a greenery in that. Now, similarly, if you take a summer 23. In summer 23, mostly you will see either beach, right? Either beach you will see or you will see the sun. Either one you will see, either beach or a sun. This is a summer 23 logo. And if you go back to the summer 22, so this is the summer 22. Here it is a beach is there. And then if you go back to the summer 21, so summer 21 is also some kind of a beach is there. Now, similarly, if you go back to the summer 20, right? So it will have it, right? All the anything which is wherever you see this beach, so that means it is a summer. So that way, every release is having a some kind of a icons or some kind of a logo will be there for every release. Every release, you will see some kind of a logo. So based on the logo also you can identify, based on the logo also you can identify which release it is. Also there is another way, if you wanted to know what is the upcoming releases and when is it planned. For example, you have a company, this is the org is created. Let's go to the setup. In this setup, we have a company information. Now go to the company information, click on this. In this company information, you can know that what is the instance that is created. What is the instance is created. For example, your org is having some problem. Your org is having some problem. It's not loading the, maybe it is giving some performance issues, or it's not loading, or it is giving some error. In case if you wanted to know what is happening on my org, in case if you wanted to know what is happening in the org, where we can go to the https://status.salesforce.com. If you go to the status.salesforce.com, now here it is going to give you one option which is called as a Salesforce service. Salesforce services. Click on this Salesforce services. When you click on the Salesforce services, you will see the region. There are three regions are there: Asia, America, EMEA. Three regions are there. On each region, there are multiple instances are created. We have a multiple instances. So if I select this, in this status, what are the instances are there? I can see all the instances. If I select Americas, what are the instances are there in America? I can see. If I select EMEA, what are the instances are available in this, right? So for example, now I'm selecting the Americas. Let's select the Asia Pacific. Now AP26, AP24, for example, my org is AP24 instance. Now in that case, what we can do is you can click on this instance AP24 and check the current status. What is the current status? Org looks good, it's available overall. And the history, what is happening on this history? So 7 days. Last 7 days, what is happened on this? Is there any updates that happened? Or last 24 hours, any updates that happened? You can know the history of it. Now, if you see this, there is some kind of updates that happened. Health Cloud Summit 23 major release updates that happened between the 6/11 to 6/12. 6/11 to 6/12 healthcare related updates have happened. Similarly, if I go to the maintenance is going to give you the clear information. Past 33 days, what did it happen? What happened on this? So Health Cloud Summit 23 release updates are happened, and then there is a review Summit 23 major release. It is cancelled, right? And maybe in the July there is nothing happened. In August nothing is there. September nothing is there. October, in the October they are planning on winter 24 major release. In the October they are planning the winter 24 release. Now if you click on this ID, it will give you the more information. So status is confirmed. Impacted instance is AP24. Impacted service is a core service, type is a release, and they are planning on the 10:30 p.m. IST, and within the 5 minutes, they are going to update the winter 24. Right now, there is no maintenance history, but once it is done, you can see the maintenance history. For example, health cloud is done. Now, if you click on this, it is going to give you the maintenance history. So these all are maintenance history. Maintenance begin at 10:30 p.m. IST, June 10th, and June 12th, it is ended, the maintenance history. Right, so those are the maintenance history information. Those are the maintenance history information. Right, once the sprint is done in the February 2024, they are planning the spring 24. In the Feb 24, they are planning the spring 24. And next June, it is a summer. So it's like a October time winter, and then Feb spring, and then during the June, again it is a summer. So this is how the releases are happening. Now, for example, in my scenario, my org is UM9. My org is UM9. Now let me go back, Salesforce Releases. Now mine starts with UM9. So this is the UM9. So everything is perfectly fine. History of it is, now this is the region is EMEA, because this is, I have created it by giving the country as Dubai. Now last 7 days, anything is happened, everything I can check here. By clicking on this arrow button also, I can check. So there are 2 updates are happened, 3 updates are happened. One is this one, right, which is a major release, core service UM9. And there is another one which took longer, health cloud. And there is another one. This is a financial service cloud. So those are the updates that happened on this org. And the maintenance, I can see what are the maintenance has been done. So summer 23 is completed on June 10th. For my org, June 10th itself, everything is completed. There is no July updates. Right, only AP level we have in July updates. Right, and then these are the other updates. Now here also we can cross verify what is happening in the instance. What is happening in the instance now, right? So basically, now I'll talk about that. Now here we have an instance. For this instance, within the single instance, how many orgs can be created? Within the single instance, how many orgs can be created? Whoever attended the pre-session, they should be knowing that.
More than one.
Okay. Is there any limit?
No,
In single server, how many customers will be there?
Two.
Let's discuss that. Okay, so here this is the instance, right? So instance will be a for multiple orgs, same instance. For example, let me show you a few of them. Now I have a org which is a Samskar. So this is the another org which I have. Similarly, I'll connect another one. So this is one org which says 13. Let's click on the setup. company information. Now here it says AP 26. Similarly, few of your org also says AP 26. That means instance can be, multiple orgs can be connected to the instance. Multiple org can be connected to the single instance. Now if I log into the another org and if I go to the company information, now click on this company information. Here it is saying that AP16. Okay. Here it is a different, but most of the times if you are creating the same postal code or same thing if you have given, you can create a multiple orgs can be created within the instance. We'll see about that. Now this is the instance. In this instance, I can know what is the updates are happening. What are the updates are happening? We can analyze it. So basically, Salesforce Release is nothing but this is a release, any new feature or enhancement or updates on existing functionality. That means how many times does the Salesforce releases? So Salesforce has a seasonal releases. These are the three major releases. One is the winter, spring, and then summer. Winter, spring, and the summer. These are the three releases. Every release, either they will release the new feature, or they will release the enhancement, or they will release the updates, or they will update the existing functionality. If anything is not working in the current system, they will try to improve that in the next release. So this is about the Salesforce releases. Any questions before I move on? Now we'll talk about the instances. So let's move on. Next one is a multi-tenant architecture. Multi-tenant architecture. Now, multi-tenant architecture. Now, before going to the multi-tenant architecture, in general terminology, what is tenant? What is tenant? What is tenant?
The person who lives in the house, but he is not the owner.
Right. So that means tenant is nothing but I'm staying in a flat. I'm staying in a flat, but flat is not my own. Flat is not my own. I'm staying as a rental. I'm staying as a rental. That means every month I have to pay. Every month I have to pay in order to stay in that flat. Tenant is nothing but there is a person who is staying or who is utilizing that space. Who is utilizing that space on the rental basis. That means I'm paying it, paying the money, and then I'm utilizing that space. Whatever the house is there, I'm utilizing that space, right? Which is called as a tenant. Which is called as a tenant. Now, that is a tenant. Now, when it comes to the multi-tenant, what is this means? Here it is a tenant means a single flat. Single flat I'm staying there or single space that I'm utilizing on the rental basis. Multi-tenant is nothing but multiple tenants or multiple rental or multiple spaces, multiple users are utilizing it. Multiple users are utilizing the multiple spaces. That means there is a flat is available. In the multi-tenant is nothing but there is a multiple space, multiple users are utilizing that space. Multiple users are utilizing the space. In that case, we will say that multi-tenant. Similarly, in the Salesforce, multi-tenant is nothing but multi-tenant architecture, which describes the various approaches to share the single server resource across to the multiple customers on a rental basis. Sharing a single server resource across the multiple customers. Now, for example, now here, let's assume that I have a now I have it. Assume that region is Asia Pacific. Region is Asia Pacific. Right? So this is the Asia Pacific. In this Asia Pacific, I have so many instances out there. I have so many instances out there. In this single instance, now for example, I have a one instance which says, let's assume this is NA0. This is NA0. This is a NA0 instance. In that, I have a one space is occupied for the one customer. One space is occupied for the one customer. When I say one customer is nothing but one org. It is a one org, right? So I can say that this org is a, let's assume that this org is a Salesforce.com organization. Salesforce.com organization. Right. So whenever you create a credentials for developer edition, for example, let's take a developer edition. Whenever you are creating the developer edition, so once you create a developer edition based on the country and based on the postal code, what will happen? It will try to identify which region, in that region, which instance does the org needs to be created. And whenever the org is created, there is a org ID that gets generated. Org ID that gets generated, right? So here one org ID. So org ID always starts with 00D and there is some numbers will be there. Now if you go to the org, now this is the org. In the company information, there is a Salesforce.com organization ID. Every org will have a organization ID. Every org will have an organization ID. Now this is one org. Similarly, another customer is created. Now this customer is created. The customer 2. Let's assume that he has created the customer 2. That means this is the second org. They have created the second org, and there is a org ID is generated. Org ID is generated, which is a 00D, and then we have some number. Similarly, like this, another customer is created, another customer is created, another org, another customer is created, another org, and then similarly, the multiple users are keep on creating the orgs. Right? We have so many customers are there. Like this, we are getting there are so many orgs are created. Now, in single instance, how many can I create it? Now, I can keep on creating this. I can keep on creating the org details. Like for example, this is a customer 3, which is a org 3. This is org 3. It has some org ID equal to 00D and then some number. Similarly, it will keep on, we are keep on creating it. So like this, we will be keep on creating the org. Right, like this, how many customers, how many orgs can I create it? I can create 8,000 customers, 8,000 customers, 8,000 customers or 8,000 org. In single instance, we can create a 8,000 org or 8,000 customers, right? So like this is the NA0. Similarly, I have a NA1, NA2. Now if you go to the status.com, let's go back. Now let's click on Salesforce Services. Now we have a NA0. Let's specify NA0, Control F, NA. Right, so we have a NA 162, 163. Like this, we have a so many orgs. So in the each one of them, you will see 8,000 customers. 8,000 customers. So inside the each instance, there is a 8,000 customers, and for each customer, there is a separate database. There is a separate information will be stored for them. Right, the space will be allocated. If it is a developer edition, the space is different. Now, if it is a developer edition, they will allocate the file space, which is a. Now, if you click on a view, now file space is a 25 MB, 20 MB, and then data space is 5 MB. So total 25 MB they will allocate. 25 MB they will allocate for the org. If it is a free org, if it is a paid one, it is a completely different one. So these all are the kind of a production org. These are the production org, because each org initially will create a production. Then by using the production, taking the snap of the production, we will create a sandboxes. So whenever we create a org, we create a production itself. Even in the real time, whenever we request a paid version, paid Salesforce, so that is a production org. So these all orgs, customers or org details, whatever we are talking about, these all are the production information. Like this, we can create a 8,000. Like this, we can create a 8,000. So instead of NA0, for example, I'll take a AP26, because if it is a from Hyderabad or some location, right, either it will go to the AP16 or AP26. Now inside the AP16, I can create a 8,000 customers. 8,000 customers, and there is a backup. Everything is available with the Salesforce. So this is everything the Salesforce is going to deal with it, right? So when it is now, there is a space that is getting created here. There is a space is getting created for the customer. Now customer is paying here. This is a paid version. This is paid version. Customer is paying for this, taking as a rent, taking the space as a rent, taking the space as a rent, and then every month they are paying it, and they are utilizing the resources here. That means whatever the single server is there, this is a single server resource across the multiple customers, right? Across the multiple customers, everybody is paying as a rental, and they are utilizing the resources, whatever the server we have, whatever the server, because the server is a single server for all of them. Server is single for all of them. Now it has to be shared for this customer. The server has to be shared only this part of it. For this customer, whatever this side is there, it has to be shared. So there is a limitation for each or how much server we need to give it. So basically, multi-tenant is nothing but a space or a single server or a resource are shared across the multiple customers, on a rental basis. On a rental basis is called as a multi-tenant architecture. Multi-tenant architecture. And by using this, what is the benefit? Benefit is we are sharing the infrastructure. We need not to implement an infrastructure for every individual customer. There is an infrastructure that I can share with multiple customers and it will work for the multiple customers. And the second one is only one platform at a time. When I say only one platform at a time, let's assume that now this is a paid version and this is also, let's say this is also paid version and this is a free version. That means free org, and this is a paid edition and this is a free edition. And this is a paid edition. Like this we have. That means in single instance, user can create a paid edition as well as the free edition. When I say free edition and paid edition is nothing but paid org. So if you are working in a real time, you will be working on the org, Salesforce org, which is already paid by the client, will be already paying the amount for that Salesforce org. So free addition is nothing but whatever the development addition you have, development addition that you have right now you created, those are the free addition. For example, there is a release is there. There is a release. Assume that Summer 23. Summer 23 is a current release. Now, whatever the Summer 23 is there, whatever the Summer 23 is there, is the Summer 23, whenever it releases, does it updates only the paid version or does it update everyone? Does it update only the paid or everyone, including the free version, free edition? So whenever there is a release is happening, if the release is happening, is the releases gets updated only in the paid edition or every edition that is available within the instance? So by default, it will be everyone. It updates everyone, irrespective of the paid version, free version, all the orgs, it gets updated. That means whenever there is a release is there, by default, it will apply for all the orgs within this instance, all the org within this instance. That means it is a one platform, irrespective of the free edition or a multiple paid edition or whatever the edition it might be, it doesn't care. It simply update the every release. Right? So that is only one platform at a time. Now this is a zero cost improvement. Zero cost improvement. So whenever Salesforce is releasing it, we need not to pay anything for the releases. In order to update anything, in order to get that release in our org, we need not to pay anything for the release. We need not to pay anything. And the last one is automatic upgradation. So whenever the releases are is available for the org upgradation, those are automatically Salesforce is taking care of on the upgrading it. Automatically Salesforce is taking care of it, upgrading the every org, not only the single org, every org it is getting updated. Take a notes of it. Now, simple example for the multi-tenant architecture in the real time. Now, for example, now in one house, there are 4 members are staying. They have a car. A car is a vehicle that they have. Now, the 4 members, if they wanted to drive this car, every individual person should have a credentials, should have a driving license, right? If they have a driving license, then only they can drive the car on the main road, right? If anybody does not have the license, so here the server is the same, the car is a single, but who all are sharing? Everybody is sharing. Whoever needs the car, they are taking the car and they are utilizing that car. Everybody is sharing the car, but only the thing that they need is they need a driving license. If they have a driving license, then they can be shared. So here the space is only single, but who all are using is multiple users are utilizing this. That's another example for multi-tenant architecture. Now let's see on the additions of the Salesforce. What are the different additions we have in the Salesforce? Right, Salesforce provides 2 additions. One is a paid addition, second one is a free addition. First one is a paid addition and the second one is a free addition. Paid addition is nothing but whatever these additions are there, it requires some amount we have to pay there. If you pay the amount, then only Salesforce is going to give you the access to the org. If you pay the amount, then only the Salesforce is going to give you the access to the org. Free addition is nothing but there is no cost is involved. Without paying anything, we can access the few functionalities of the Salesforce. Now take a notes of it. Okay, so let's see what are the paid additions are there. What are the paid additions are there in the Salesforce? There are 4 paid additions. One is a essential addition. Second one is a professional addition. Third one is enterprise addition. And the fourth one is unlimited addition. Essential addition is nothing but it provides a basic CRM functionality. That can be used to manage the customer data. You cannot do anything there. So it will provide very basic CRM functionality. Just you can manage the customer data. Like if you have a small companies or a small organization, usually in the small organization, Developers are very less. Developers or a QA or whoever is going to use the Salesforce, or there is very less members. If there is a 10, only 10 users who are going to use the Salesforce, then it is better go with the essential edition. Usually, the smaller companies, the startup companies, they always go with the essential edition. Because if the less basic functionality is there to manage the customer data, and only 10 users can access this edition. Only 10 users can access this edition. Only 10 users. The limit is only 10 users you can create it. You can create only 10 users. And this essential edition, you cannot do any customization, development, and there won't be kind of a post.com platform. There will be their post.com platform, but you cannot do any development. It will not allow you to do any kind of a customization or lightning LWC implementation. You cannot do that. It's a very basic functionality on the basic, very basic things will be there on the essential edition. And here the pricing of this essential edition is $25 per month per user. $25 is the per month per user. That means if I have a 10 users, if I have a 10 users in the essential edition, 10 into 25, 10 into 25, each user $25. Each user $25. That is equal to $250. Equal to $250. Right, so each user it is a $25, which is if it is a 10 users, you have 10 into 25, $250. So per month you have to pay $250. So it is depending on the license for the each user. License for each user is a cost is $25. Next one is a professional edition. Professional edition is nothing but it provides complete CRM functionality. Could be there is no limit on the users, but it will provide the complete. It will provide the complete CRM functionality. Complete CRM functionality from the starting to the end. Very less customization you can do. You can do the customization, but very less. You cannot do all the customization here. And the pricing of this professional edition is $75 per month per user. So if I have a 5 users, 5 into 75, which is nothing but $375 per month. $375 per month. So here it is, if I have a 5 users, 5 into 75, which is nothing but a $375 per month. Similarly, enterprise edition. Enterprise edition is, it provides a complete CRM functionality, and also along with that, you can do the customization using the post.com platform. We can develop the custom applications, business logic, and user interface based on the business requirement. Everything we can do it in the enterprise edition, and the cost of this is $150 per month and per user. And the last one is an unlimited edition. This is also having complete CRM functionality and unlimited custom application development. There is no limit on the custom application implementation. In the enterprise edition, there is a limit on the custom application implementation, but here it is an unlimited custom application. Usually MNC companies, very big companies will be using the unlimited edition, and it provides unlimited support from the Salesforce. And we can integrate the applications with the third-party system. We can build the app exchange products, whatever we want, everything we can do. And the pricing of this is $300 per month per user. $300 per month per user. Take a notes of it. Okay. Now coming to the free edition of the Salesforce. There are two types of a free edition of a Salesforce. One is a 30 days trial account, which can be accessible only for 30 days. Only for 30 days, and you will not be able to do the customization. This 30 days trial account is only the configuration. Only the configuration. You cannot implement any development in this. You cannot do any development in this. It is just for a for admin people or for admin members or whoever wants to just see the org and how the account is created. They wanted to play with the objects fields or some kind of a configuration. We can go to the 30 days trial account, but this is after the 30 days, it will expire and you cannot implement a development. You cannot do the development. And the second one is a lifetime account, permanent account, developer edition, which is nothing but the one which we are going to use this. This is a developer.salesforce.com sign up. If anybody joined today for the first time, please create the credit org by going to the developer.salesforce.com. When you click on this, it will open up the page. Now in this page, it shows the first name, provide your first name, last name, email ID. Just provide the any role like a developer, provide the developer, and the company is Swapna IT. Region, whatever the region you are in, just specify the region and the postal code and the username. Provide any username. Check this checkbox. Click on sign me up. Once you click on sign me up, it will take at least 5 to 10 minutes. You will receive an email. You will receive an email in order to, like once you are click on sign up, you will receive an email. The org is created, saying that org is created and you need to set the password. So once the password, everything is set, now you will be able to see for the first time. For the first time, you will be able to see like this. When you log into the org, you will be able to see like this is the screen that gets open. This is the screen that gets open. Now let's move on. Next topic is object ID and record ID. Object ID and the record ID. What is the object ID? First we'll see what is the object ID, then we will move on to the next one. Now when I say object ID, so basically Salesforce provides a set of ready-made or standard objects inside the organization. When I say ready-made standard object is nothing but if you go to the object manager, by default, Salesforce is giving a few objects. Salesforce is providing some objects here. We have a 171 objects which are provided by the Salesforce. 171 objects which are, I can see here 171, but there are a lot more objects which is provided by the Salesforce. But here I can see only the 171 objects that are provided by the Salesforce, where we can see on the UI level. Now that means whenever Salesforce is providing the standard object or a ready-made objects inside the organization, those objects are referenced inside the sales, service, and marketing application. Every object either I will be using in the sales, or I will be using in the service, or I will be using in the marketing application. For example, lead I'll be using mostly into the marketing application. Campaign is I'm using in the marketing application. Right? Product I'm going to use it in the sales application. Right? Sir, cases I'm going to use it in the services application. Like every object will be either it is utilized in the either of one application, or possible that all the applications may use. Account contact is common, that can be used in all over. Right? So each object will get recognized with the help of unique identification number called object ID. Every object there is a unique ID generated at the backend. Per account, there is a unique ID that will be generated for the backend. Per contact, there is a unique ID. So Salesforce, whenever they are providing the standard objects, the ready-made objects, each object will be having there is a unique identification number, which is called as a object ID, which is called as object ID. So, which is a 3 digits or a 3 characters of alphanumeric number. The object ID is 3 digits or a 3 character of alphanumeric. And the object ID is also referred as a schema ID or an object key prefix. Object key prefix. Object ID is also referred as a schema ID or an object key prefix. Take a notes of it. Okay. So now let me show you that. Now, for example, if I go to the account, right? If I go to the account and if I click on all accounts, let me show you in the classic. Switch to the classic. Let's go to the account. So whenever you open the account, you will see there is something called after the my.salesforce.com, there is a 3 digits are there. There is a 3 digits. Right? So that 3 digits is called as a object ID. For account, it starts with 001. For case, it starts with 500. For opportunity, if I go to the sales, now in the sales, if I click on a lead starts with 00Q. And the opportunity starts with 006. Order starts with 801. Order starts with 801. For example, campaign starts with 701. 701. So object campaign is 701. The object ID is 701. If I go to the lead is starting with 00Q. Lead is starting with 00Q. So lead is 00Q. Similarly, account is 001. Contact is 003. Case is opportunity is 006. And case is a 500. Now if I go back and show you the cases, now if I click on cases, now here it is the 500 on top. Whatever the object ID is there, object ID, you can see 3 digits, it's only 3 digits. Now similarly, we have a solution is a 501. Similarly, we have a user's object. If I go to the user object, it starts with 005. It starts with 005. So at the back end, every object is associated to the object ID, which is a 3-digit ID or a 3-character ID, which is a alphanumeric. Take a notes of it. Now, by having this object ID, what is the benefit? Why Salesforce has introduced this object ID for every object? Whatever the objects we have, why Salesforce is introduced, what is the necessary? Because not only the standard object, even for custom object also, whenever you are creating the custom object, that time at the back end there is a ID will be created. For that object also, for the custom object also, there is a ID gets created. Right? So here, benefits of object ID. By using this object ID, we can switch or jump from one object to another object, just placing the object ID in the URL. For example, right now I am into the case. Now let's say if I update here, by saying 00Q. I'll just say 00Q. I have immediately jumped down to the leads. Now let's say from the lead, I wanted to jump to the account. I'll just say 001. Now I'll be going to the account. Right? And then if I wanted to jump onto the opportunity, then simply I'll say here 006. So that means by looking at the URL also, I can identify Salesforce, how they are navigating here tab, right? If I click on this tab or if I change this URL, how it is trying to identify. Whenever I click on a tab, it will either update the URL so that at the back end, whatever the actions are happening on this object, everything is considered 006, and after that, whatever the whether I'm creating a record or I'm updating a record or I'm modifying or I'm deleting a record, whatever the updates we are doing it, everything will be starts from 006. Everything will be starts from 006. Now example syntax here. So https:// domain name, whatever your domain name, .salesforce.com object ID. Now example, like a domain.salesforce.com, here object ID will be the 500. Object ID will be the 500, which is a case ID. Similarly, object ID, I'll put it as a 005, which is nothing but a user object. User object. You take a notes of it. After the salesforce.com, directly we will give the object ID, which will explain about whether it is a case object or a user object. Or what are the object names that it will try to explain. Done, taking the notes. Let's move on. Now, another benefit of this is by using the object ID, we can recognize the records inside the objects. So while creating the record, so that about the object. For example, I'm creating the record. Whenever I'm creating the record in the object, Salesforce will allocate a unique identification number for each record, which is called as a record ID. Which is called as a record ID. For example, I'm going to the account, which is a 001. Now here I'm creating a new record. Let's say I'm creating here Sushma, and then whatever the rating is there, I'll keep all the information. Let's click on save. As soon as I create the record, see here there is a unique identification is created. There is a unique identification is created. Now this is the unique identification. Right, it created the unique identification. This is called as a record ID. This is called record ID. This is called record ID. Now, whatever the object ID is there, it starts with object ID. Now, while creating the record inside the object, Salesforce will allocate a unique identification number for each record. It is similar to the if the person is living in India, the person should have an Aadhaar card. If the person is living in the Dubai, they should have an Emirates ID. If the person is living in US, they should have a SSN number. Without these numbers, they should not be living there, right? It must and should have the Aadhaar card or SSN, Emirates ID. These should be there. Similarly, in the Salesforce, whatever the record we created, every record should be associated with the unique identification number, and which is a 18 digit. It is a 18-digit identification. Now let me switch to the Lightning. Now if I open this record, now this is the record ID. That is the record ID. Now let's open this. Now this is the record ID. Record ID is 18 digit. Could be a 18 digit or it could be a 15 digit. Could be a 18 digit or could be a 15 digit. Now let me explain this 18 digit, how it is divided. Right, 18 digits of the alphanumeric, which is a case sensitive record ID, which is a case sensitive record ID. Now this 18 character record ID, whatever is there, first three characters is a represents the object ID. First three represents the object ID. Now let me copy this. Now what are the first three digits are there? This character. First three characters are represents the object ID. First three represents the object ID. Then after that, what are the 15 digits? The remaining 15 digits are there. The remaining 15 digit represents the actual record ID. Right? So this is the object ID and this is actual record ID. Actual record ID. In this actual record ID, whatever the last three characters are there. What are the last three characters are there? Those last three characters are in checksum value or a transaction code. Checksum value or a transaction code. Now in the classic, you will see only 15-digit record ID. In the classic, you will see only 15-digit record ID. Digit record ID in Lightning. $18 record ID. The reason why it is showing only 15-digit in classic, that is some security purpose for the Salesforce. Any questions so far? Okay. So that's all for today. Let me give you the interview questions. Take notes of these benefits of object. Is it done?
Excuse me.
Okay. So let's move on. Interview questions. What are the releases are available in Salesforce? How can developer or how can admin identify the org, the Salesforce org, the which release? What are the updates available in release? Where can I get the documentation? Salesforce release. How can admin identify when the next release of Salesforce how many times does Salesforce release this is not the one. What is the sequence of releases? What is current release in Salesforce? What is next release? And when Salesforce is planning to upgrade the version release in org. What is multi-tenant architecture? What are the benefits? So multi-tenant architecture. What are the different additions? Of Salesforce? What is paid addition? What is free addition? What are the different type of paid addition? What are the different type of free addition? What is essential addition? And What is the cost of it? What is professional edition? And what is the cost of it? What is the enterprise edition and what is the cost of it? What is unlimited edition and what is the cost of it? What is 30-day trial account? And what admin or developer can do in this org? What is lifetime account? What is object ID? What is the object ID for order? What is record ID? What are the benefits? Benefits of object ID? What is the length of record ID? How the record ID starts with how to identify instance name and Salesforce organization ID in Salesforce. That's all. Take a notes of it. Where can we check the status of org. In case if there is any problem. How many organizations, how many org can be created in single instance? Right. That's all.